Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, May 13th. Yeah, I have to look at the date.
Dun, dun, dun.
It is what it is. How is everybody? We hope you all had a wonderful week. Or maybe even just an okay-ish week. I just hope it didn't suck.
No.
That's what I can say. We had a good week. Nothing exciting or earth-shattering. Although this is a funny story. My mother and I went to the greenhouse yesterday because I needed some plants for some pretty plants for planters, and I wanted some cherry tomato plants because I love having cherry tomato plants because they don't make it in the house. I just eat them. Anyways, so we were looking at tomato plants, and Mom is picking up the little tags and reading them, and they make tomato varieties that are crack resistant. Because anybody who's grown their own tomatoes knows that occasionally you can get like, on the bottom you can get cracks. Or,
just
on
like
the
a grape.
They can crack, especially if they get more water. I think sometimes it has something to do about getting more water than needed or something like that. Don't quote me. I don't 100% remember what they told me once why the tomatoes crack. I think that's what it is, but anyway. Well, I did not hear crack resistant when Mother was reading the tag, and she goes, "Oh, that's crack resistant." I heard crap. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "It's crack resistant." I'm like, "That's not what I heard." She just looked at me. I said, "I thought you said crap resistant." And she goes, "No, I said crack resistant."
Technically, that would be the same thing.
Well, this is true. So then, as we were looking at the cherry tomato varieties, I kept saying crack resistant instead of crack resistant.
When you get a new funny thing in your head, you just don't let it go, do you?
I thought it was hilarious.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
I mean, it was funny. So I got my tomatoes, I got my plants for my planters. I got a hanging basket. Wasn't planning on buying the hanging basket. But it is what it is, and I bought it. But I don't think it's gonna be able to stay hanging where we have it on the porch.
Oh, funny story from yesterday. Laura was sitting there, and I'm like, "You should need to hang that up." And she tries to reach off the back deck onto one of those stick-it-in-the-ground hanger things.
Shepherd's hook.
And I went, "Hon, there's a hook on the porch." She looks up and goes, "Holy crap, I forgot those were there!"
I need to go wind chime shopping. Anyways.
Those were for plants.
No, they were for wind chimes.
Okay, I put them there because I thought putting wind chime plant would be cool.
Where...
Is it really that bad in the sunlight for that?
It doesn't get any sunlight. Like, the way
Don't they have plants that like no sunlight? That you put in the hanging baskets?
Not outdoor plants. I mean, ferns maybe, but I don't want ferns. I want pretty... I mean, don't get me wrong, I like ferns. Ferns are lovely. I want pretty bright flowers that have colors and such. I could possibly, figure out how to lower it. I don't know. Anyways. That was the fun we had this week. Plants. Crap plants. I'm telling you.
Are you ready for my terrible, terrible joke?
Yeah, what?
Did they splice a tomato with a pinto bean?
Maybe. I also discussed with Mother moving my pots for my tomatoes. I think we're going to do that. You'll be happy because they won't be in the way mowing. And they're at right now, they're kind of in the way mowing.
Or walking.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I put them so they weren't in the way walking. They're just in the way mowing.
Oh no, that's the options. They're in the. What happens is I take them off the grass and put them on the sidewalk so I can mow, and then I'm exhausted and I forget to put them back.
I know. Oh, and I have to put the one planter back. I had to move my one succulent plant, my one planter of hens and chicks, and I don't know what the other one is that I have. I moved them because I used some weed and grass killer on some weeds yesterday. I'm not organic. It is what it is. Okay. Well, we move on to our comment section because I'm babbling.
I thought that was the whole point of the video.
Well,
we babble.
See, here's what I was thinking.
Oh, God.
Dangerous pastime, I know. Like, the babbly stuff, like the crack plant, or the crack tomato, the crack-resistant tomato story, or, you know, stuff like that. That's stuff we can talk about during our live, because that would give us something to talk. That would give us something to talk about. And I know there are a lot of people, and I'm one of them. I don't mind life updates in videos, but some people get a little long-winded about things that just.
Okay, two things. One, I never have and never will have a plan for these videos.
I mean, I never really have a plan for these videos either. That was. Excuse me. Usually I save the pop for after dinner. Well, it is after dinner right now because things worked out today. We're just doing it after dinner. So I'm drinking the pop right now, and I probably shouldn't be. I don't know. It's just my thoughts. Mm-hmm. My thoughts, my thinking. I have a mess. Okay. Commenters.
Angie, June, Teresa, Tracy, Janet, and Tamara. Thank you for coming in over previous video. Keep up the keep it. What the frick language was language? Sorry, what's that cognitive reboot required?
Thank you for commenting on the video, and I apologize there was no live on Saturday. I was tired.
Please take oh no, now I'm gonna. And also, please keep up the comments. It helps with the algorithm, helps the morons. That's why I always say the whole YouTube spiel at the end of every video, because it really does help. You like have you liked the video yet?
Yes. Have you shared it with your friends?
Join us. And I'll say I actually have friends who watch these videos who probably don't know which end of the pointy metal thing goes where.
Just don't stick it in inappropriate places and you'll be fine.
I'm just saying, I have friends that don't craft it at all, but they think we're hysterical.
Well, you know. I mean, I could teach them to cross stitch if they wanted to. I just need to know that they.
We never got around to making that video.
Oh, I know. Because I didn't think. Never mind. I'll make that comment later. Let's just move on to whips, please.
Whip!
That was pretty good.
Okay, this is High Voltage from, what's the website's name?
DailyCrossstitch.com.
Thank you, because I didn't bring I stopped using the pattern because I'm just in high, make it yellow. I think I got from here to here, and my bug just looked at me and went, work. That's actually part of the reason why we're doing this after dinner, because I looked at her and I'm like, well, I'm not doing my after stream thing, so after recording thing, so can I get a few more stitches in on my project before we film? And she's like, okay.
And I said, sure. Whatever. Works for me.
Probably trying to, yeah, but that's plans. We'll do plans later. But that's what I'm thinking.
Do I want to start with this or end with this?
Do it in the spot you normally do it.
Okay. So, Cumberland Island Week. That's Cumberland Island in Georgia. I don't know that there's another Cumberland Island, but anyways.
Probably.
You know, the Cumberland River goes through the middle of Nashville, Tennessee. And the Cumberland Gap is in, I think that's in Tennessee.
Cumberland is just like Wellington. It's everywhere.
Okay, anyways, moving along. I started with the Sal portion of the event, and if you remember correctly from last week, I only showed you pictures because I was in the middle of the last 300 stitches of it. So,
and just because of how long this took you?
Supernaturals is a finish. It was 313 stitches to basically do the little details off the bottom because I had the bars, I had the line all done when I started last week. Beautiful.
Can I make a bad joke?
What?
Oh, wait, put it back up. That's not the right picture. That's not a picture of our cat.
He's not wrong.
I love my kitty. He's a moody teenager.
He's a demon.
He's actually named after a demon because of his behavior as a kitten.
Yup. Okay.
He never got better.
So, I know someone wanted me to split the week prompts for Cumberland Island between two whips.
Actually, that was the only reason why I did that is because I didn't think you would want to do all of them all.
I did stitch on both whips this week though, but I
Okay.
did not split. Okay.
You do you, boo.
I didn't mean. We started with the shores of Hawk Run Hollow. You are new here. I'm not doing all of the blocks. I am only doing blocks with the verses in them and the little memorial block. And I started this in 2020. Yes, I should thoroughly be done with it by now, but I'm not. This is on a piece of Cleveland, what was Cleveland crud. Some of my dies changed with the pandemic. I can't do Cleveland crud look the same way anymore. So I actually did the verse blocks all on this piece. I have to dye a new piece for the memorial block piece. And I'm going to change the way I'm doing the hawk runs because the way I was going to do them isn't going to work anymore because I don't have as big of a house. That being said, I did water. I did 967 stitches in water.
And you still have water left to stitch.
And I still have water left to stitch. I do.
I'm so sorry.
It is what it is. In fairness, water, I chucked through 967 stitches in 2 days. Because water. It's all one color. So, I use this for stitch on something that depicts an outdoor activity. Sailing is an outdoor activity. There is a house.
Sorry.
There is a house. There's a house. Water. And there's a forest on one of the blocks that I'm not stitching. So that counted.
Hey, honey.
What? It counts. What?
Running away from that whale is also an outdoor activity.
Probably. So is climbing trees, and there's trees in there. I don't know. Anyways. So is swimming. And theoretically, there's water, so anyways, okay. Moving along. There's something wrong with me.
Yes, yes, there is.
Okay, hang on here. Then, we moved on to stitching Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. I started this at the beginning of the year. I got like 300 stitches into it, and but I didn't realize I did that.
What?
I didn't realize I did that until just this moment in life. This, that's why this is so long. This is the version of Cleveland Crud I can do now. And I didn't realize until just now I had actually done Autumn on Cleveland Crud and Shores on Cleveland Crud. I'm pretty sure I actually probably thought that one through because I have way more fabric off the bottom than I actually need, which means there's going to be a chunk for me to do that memorial block. Okay, moving on. Yeah, you can't see that. I did 1,232 stitches on 33 stitches on it. Which was this leaf, the corn, the bird. This is a spider, and a very large 600 plus stitch pumpkin. I was over that pumpkin by the end of Saturday, or by the end of Friday. And I had to finish it on Saturday. Over it.
So we'll see this one later.
So it's going to take a nappy nap. And yeah, I have way more fabric than I actually need. See? See? And now I know why. Good God. The fact that I can dress myself is probably amazing.
Don't sit, you want to live, don't sit, you want to live, don't sit, want to live. Said too much, I might not live. Said too much, I might not live. I love you.
I love you too.
Huggies. And don't worry, the number of times that I've seriously, who said there, who's put on a shirt, look down and go, where are the buttons?
Yo, a couple weeks ago, I didn't realize I had my shirt on inside out until I was standing in line to go up onto the altar to pass out to distribute communion at Saturday evening Mass. I had it on inside out. Anyways, in the midst of all of that, stitching on Autumn at Hawkrun Hollow, Thursday was EGA Day. So our project for May was a four-way Bargello stitch project from the wonderful Pat Hartman, who is just, I love her. She's a fantastic teacher, and she's a sweet person. And I started this on Thursday. I finished it today. My little Bargello. This was 231 stitches. Obviously, stitches only count as half because it's, you know, one up, one down. But itty bitty pretty. I feel like it would look better if I had it against a dark background. You could see maybe the light in there. No, I guess that doesn't really help. It's okay. I have to figure out how to FFO it to show it off. But,
Get a square frame and turn 90 degrees and hang it up like that.
I love Pat's little, yeah, like this.
No.
Well, this is really something that should be.
Hang it up like this and have the frame go from here to here to here to here to here.
I'm not sure I could find the frame the appropriate size, but I can make something.
You're creative. You'll figure it out.
Right. And then on a Sunday, after deciding I was absolutely over the pumpkin, I took out my ornament for the ornament-along. It is Ho Ho Hippo. It is a singing hippopotamus. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I did 483 stitches on it. And I got the hippo's face. Don't ask me what color this is, because I ain't got no idea. It was an accident. So the hippo's face is there. That's the hippo's face. And that's been my stitching for the week. That's my stitching for the week. Here, air conditioning is running because it's 80 degrees right now. It was like 55 and raining on Saturday, and it's 80 degrees today.
Nope.
I love weather. Haul. I have haul. I promise. I feel very disconjointed today.
You're doing perfectly fine. Don't say what you promise.
Haul. I got my Keepsakes 2025 calendar in.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I'm stitching one thing out of the 2022 calendar, 2023 calendar. There's definitely a couple things in here I would like to stitch. February and April being tops among them, and maybe September. But December 24 is also very cute. What?
There's one I like. I just don't know if I'd be able to.
What?
August. The lamp.
So I really like February. I like December 24. April's really cute. I like September. Some of them are cute, but I don't know that there's something I would stitch. So you get the calendar. That's, your wall calendar. It's got the picture. And then you get the book. It's got your little patterns in it. I don't know. It's
Not that many colors, actually.
not that complicated, really. I mean, there's your list of colors. And then you get the little pocket calendar, but I don't know where my book. There's the pocket calendar. There's the pocket calendar. And the 2025 is stitched, and you do get a chart. You could stitch that if you wanted to. So, there's another bill I gotta pay.
I just realized you have a calendar for next year, and it's May.
It's gonna be nice. Yes. Yes, I do. Alright. Plans. Easy enough. We are doing retreat season for this week in Daily 30. This was prompt 1, which was to stitch on a whip of choice and tell us your must-have item at a retreat. Does your stitching count?
That would be the number one must-have item. I should have people forget.
Does your stitching count? What did I say? Oh, I said, having my stitching. I said, stitching. The other thing? Money. Because chances are there's going to be stuff there you want to buy. Whoever grades me is going to kill me.
Or die laughing.
Or die laughing. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to do multiple I could do...
What is it?
I'm not going to be able to do multiple prompts on the same whip. Okay, so let's see. Stitch on your go-to whip. Tell how many whips you would pack for a retreat.
How big of a trunk do we have?
Stitch on your go-to whip for any retreat. Well, there are very few whips. Nope, wrong word.
Don't worry, I need a cognitive restart earlier, so you're good.
Words are hard. Words are hard.
Amen to that.
There are a few whips that I would not take to a retreat, but
Anybody who takes a bed sheet with them is brave.
mean, I wouldn't take Dressmaker's Daughter, just because, and my Mirabilia's probably, I would say no, just because of beading and complicatedness with beading. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But just about anything else is probably fair game. So I probably will double that up with whatever. I will probably double that one up with something. What prompt number 3 are retreats are a fun way to meet people. So stitch on your most fun whip. Really? I have fun with all of my whips. Because if I'm not having fun with it, I ain't stitching it for very long.
It goes into the hole we don't speak of.
I mean, truthfully, now that being said, there are definitely whips where I get frustrated with parts of them, and I don't have fun with them at times. But overall, I think all of my whips are fun. Because if after a few stitching sessions, like my Mirabilias, no, I don't have the most fun when I'm stitching face and hair. But I know I love stitching the dresses and beading. So they're still fun to me. But
also,
if I
they're
take
pretty.
yeah, but if I take something out and I'm stitching this section and I don't like it, and I go to another section and I'm still not having fun, it's not worth my time. Anyways, so
It took me too long to learn that lesson.
about the only thing I can say I'm not going to have fun with is restarting Celtic Valentine. I do need to dye fabric, so I can do that. I think I'm changing my fabric color. I just don't know what I'm putting it on. And we'll survive restarting Celtic Valentine. So, I mean, sampler book, Arctic Blast, Lace Corset, Leave a Kiss, Booty Pirate. I have to say that might qualify as like the most fun because we call it Booty Pirate.
Well, I know what my pick is, and it's literally completely selfish reasons.
What?
I really like Arctic Blast.
I can do Arctic Blast. I don't have something to mark this with. All the pencils I own, and none of them are over here. Okay. Prompt 4 is to stitch on something with food. Because we all like our snacks.
I got a stretch from left field. Arctic Blast snow cones?
No, it's got to have the actual food item on it. I mean, Harvest Holler, which is in the the Keepsakes project I'm actually stitching, is it has pumpkins and gourds on it, which are actual food, and I think there's sunflowers on it. You can eat sunflowers, all that. So one of those two will flip to your go-to whip. Arctic Blast would probably be the most appropriate one because that one's really easy to stitch on anyways. Stitch on your whip that's closest to a finish. I have no idea.
I do.
What?
You just stitched all that water.
Technically, it's not close to a finish because I have a whole nother block to do.
Well, Ruby Schnitzel. Technically, I think any ornaments you started but haven't finished yet are probably the closest.
That's the only one I have started that's not finished. I mean, if I want to go with my whips that are sizable, I would say Cal Lily Bride is probably closest. Because I'm thinking I just have dress left to do on her. I know I'm done with her wings, and I'm pretty sure I'm done with all of her hair and her face. So I'm pretty sure I'm down to just dress, and she's a Nora Corbett, so it's a small amount of dress. So that's probably my thinking for that. And seeing as how I have both of my Sal prompts done, my Sal prompt projects done, yes, I could go on Instagram and find hashtags for various other projects, but I don't want to. I have the Carolyn Manning Star Touch Meadow Sal, which you get a new 77 by 77 block each month. I bought it because I want to stitch it. So I started the November block. The first one, the November block. Yes, dear.
What about those letters?
What letters?
The ones that become a big book?
Sampler book?
Yeah. Isn't that a Sal?
It was a series. It was never a Sal.
The fact that there's a difference between those two hurts my head.
I know. So I started the November block, and I was thinking, because they do take quite a significant amount of floss. I mean, she put in the November one, she put the whole list, and I'm going, well, that's a lot of floss. Because I was thinking, well, I'll just get a piece of fabric, and I'll put all the flosses together, and then I'll just take wild guess to start. No, I don't want to do that. That'll hurt my head. So I've started the November one. I have the fabric and floss with that. Next week, you'll see it next week. And then next week for the Sal prompt, I will start the December block. And I'll just alternate between those two until they're done. Or I feel the desire to start another one. I mean, yes, they're full coverage, but they're only 77 stitches by 77 stitches. I feel like I could clip along, and they're color black, so I feel like I can clip along on those pretty good. That's plans. Announcements. We are hosting a sit and stitch day. I'm going to call it a sit and stitch because it's not really a retreat because it's a one-day thing. November 2nd, 2024, from 9 a.m. Yes, I have the room from 8 to 9. So 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. That gives me an hour lead time to set things up and an hour post time to kick you all out. I'm kidding, of course, and clean up the room. I'm pretty sure I will have help cleaning up the room. Which there probably won't be tonnage of cleaning up. We are going to have a sit-down lunch. I have yet to decide on my options. I have a few suggestions from my mother. And then if you choose to come and stay, dinner will be pizza. We'll order pizza. Easy enough. And price is going to be $50 a person. I have room, so the room officially holds 72 people, so I have room for 70 people, because there's 2 of us and we need seats. If I sell all 70 seats, I will be shockingly impressed.
I'll be scared.
I might be a little concerned. I'm not sure I want to do something that big.
I'm not going to complain, but still.
Tickets will be on sale before the 1st of June. I'm hoping by like next week. Honestly, I'm hoping by like next week. I need to list them into the my Slovak Farm store. I need to make a listing for it. I have a funeral luncheon tomorrow. It is a big funeral luncheon. It is 100 people. It is the priest's niece. I have a lot on. Yeah, she was only our age.
That just blows.
Yeah, I have a lot on my plate tomorrow. Wednesday we have a meeting in the morning and in the evening. Thursday I have my morning meeting and we have D&D. Wow. I really am busy this week. Friday, we are decorating the church for Pentecost.
And work has me busy as a BA myself.
So, I'm fingers crossed. It will be up by next week. I don't really. It could be delayed by a few days. I'm gonna do the best I can. So, that's announcements. We've done whips, we've done haul, we've done plans, we've done announcements. That means we were done. what we really like the people to do.
Have a nice day. Have a lovely week. Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification thingy bobby. The whole YouTube spiel.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us this week. We hope you were entertained.
Are you not entertained is her new favorite line. It goes, are you not entertained? I glitched her matrix. Yes.
Okay, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next week.
Bye.